Okay. I hope people can see me now if y'all are still on here. Let's see. Let's go to top team. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's see. Just check this. Okay, hey guys, sorry for the technical difficulties tonight. I'm really super sorry about this. This is Julie Becker. Just give me a couple seconds here. I'm gonna get another woman with me live on here. We had to restart a new Hangout. This is a new platform for me, and it's just not gonna be fun unless there's some mess ups, right? Some technical glitches. Okay, let's see. I just posted a comment in the top team group. If y'all can see me and hear me, will you type in the comments and let me know, please? Okay, shoot. Okay. Let's see here. Go to the page. Okay, all right. I see people saying that you can see me in the comment section. If you're in the comment section, can you let me know if you can hear me? Just type, I can hear you. That'd be pretty awesome.
Aha, there you are.
I really apologize, guys. I know we're half an hour behind, and for any guests that are on here, and if you can hear me, sorry we took a little bit longer than anticipated tonight. We're starting really super late, and I am so sorry for that. I have done Hangouts before, but I have not done them on this particular type of platform that you're seeing tonight. So again, I do apologize. It just kind of shows you, hey, you know what? I'm human too. You're human, and so that was a little glitch that we had tonight. Hopefully, we won't have to go through this again. I've seen what the glitch is and how to get around it, and we are absolutely a-okay. I'm waiting for one of my compadres here to get on the Hangout with me. So just give me a couple more seconds. I want to make sure that she has gotten the correct link to get on this Hangout, and that she's able to do it. So just give me one more second, and we'll go ahead and get started. So
it looks like it's
we're
working.
gonna go ahead and hopefully she'll be able to join us soon, because
cool.
I sent the correct link, one would hope. It looks like I'm talking to my computer screen, right? And I'm here click, 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 move, click, going back and forth between a couple of different sites. I'll tell you what, I'm like, wow, I'm laughing because I'm nervous. I'm just a little. I like to be like super prepared and on time, and even got my little notes and all this other jazz. And I don't fly by the seat of my pants real well. So thank you all for your patience and for you know, having a little humor with me that this is going on right here, right now. So this is our first Women of Top Team, our first hangout. So now it can be a notorious first hangout. And we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm not sure if Robin's going to be able to get on. I had a couple other people lined up to get on, and
oh, I'm showing that
they were unable to make it tonight. So it may just be me if Robin can't get on. But let me just go into the purpose of why we decided to create these hangout groups. And again, my name is Julie Becker. If you're in the Top Team, you may have seen my my comments here and there, my little Facebook profile pics, making comments in there. I'm on the Top Team and work with Jeff White, and incidentally want to thank him so much for putting this platform together for us to be able to utilize it and communicate with all of you out there. And just give another venue for us to be able to reach you, give value to you, and just, you know, give you some great information. That's really what the aim of this is to do. So basically, the purpose of these hangouts, what we're going to be discussing, it's going to be different topics every week. If you're in the Top Team, you are a member of INFINii or DS Domination. And for people that are on this call who just are on this hangout and just came to look at it, and you're not really in that organization yet, that's completely fine. We are all in the Top Team, which is again, we're either in DS Domination or INFINii, and we are building e-commerce businesses. So that is what we are doing in the Top Team. And in this particular hangout, we're not necessarily going to be discussing, you know, exactly how does it work, what other details about how these things work. It's not necessarily a training per se like that. We're really here to discuss and share information with you from a woman's perspective, issues and learnings and things that we look at as a whole with respect to this business. I mean, it could be like how we manage our time, what we're looking for in a particular type of business, things that are working good for us in this business, strategies that we use, very high level, things along that nature, obstacles that we face, and things like that. So that's really the purpose of this hangout, and we are super excited to be able to get that information to you and share that information with you. And hopefully after tonight, it will be more, there will be more of us. There's several women in the Top Team who are super excited to participate in this. And it's kind of my fault tonight, so blame it on me that there aren't more of them in here. We wanted to get going quickly, and some of the people were not available, and then I had some technical difficulties here, as you can see, but we will have many other people on than just me. One of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight, and I was talking to some of my other counterparts about what we should discuss tonight when first kicking this hangout off. And the first thing, you know, that we kind of rattled around, and maybe next week we'll cover it again, just because there's so many other people to hear from than just besides me. But we were talking about what women look for in a business. What are we looking for in our lives, and why are we looking at it that way? I can just speak for myself here. Obviously, it's just me. I speak for myself, and you know, from a woman's point of view, from my perspective and in my particular situation, even though I have small children, and it's very important to me to take care of them, and I do take care of the home, and we do all the bills and do all that kind of stuff, and that is very rewarding, and it is very needed, and it's a great job. I do actually feel the need to contribute to the bottom line. You know, my husband does have a great business and does have a great you know, livelihood, but I know it's stressful for him sometimes. And you know, as women, a lot of times we feel the weight on our shoulders to really fill that gap. we like to multitask, and I should speak for myself here. I like to multitask, but women in general do. We always have 10 lists going, but we are always wanting to take the pressure off and always wanting to figure out a way that we can contribute or make things better, especially with the families. And certainly we want to do that financially too. So that's definitely something, that I look for in a business. I know years ago, I used to work in corporate many, many years ago, and I did that before I had children. And even then, there's some great things that I loved about it. I love being good at doing something that I'm good at. That's a great feeling. It's great validation. Some of the things I didn't like, though, were the corporate politics. My eyes were opened very, very quickly to some of the goings on in corporate America, and I really did not like that. Sometimes you don't always get to work with the best people. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't, and that can be a benefit because you learn how to work with people. But it can be very, very difficult if you're working for people that are not for you. So, when I look for a business, or when I was looking for a business, I wanted to move into something where I didn't have to be in that situation again, where I wouldn't have to work for people who didn't want to work for me. Some of them were just out for themselves, and it was never my objective or on my resume to say, I will do whatever it takes to make you look better. I love to make people look better when they're, when it's a mutually beneficial environment. But it's, I don't necessarily like that when people feel like it's something that their employees should do for them. So anyway, in looking at a business and what would fit for my life, I elected to leave the corporate world, and like many other people, started looking for a home business. I knew I wanted to start a family. So women, when they're looking for businesses, me in particular, I wanted something that was going to be flexible. I wanted to own it. I wanted it to be mine. But I wanted to have leverage because I didn't necessarily want to work 40 or 50 or 60 hours a week or more, which I was doing before. I wanted to have something where I could work 20 hours a week, maybe if I wanted to, 20 to 30. And I thought that would be sufficient and still be able to earn a good income. So I wanted something flexible. And it's something that I could, run around what I wanted to do, run around my time, make it work for me. So women are definitely, they tend to think along those lines. We're looking for things that are flexible. We're looking for things that, are going to be mutually beneficial for us and our families. And typically, for me, if I was going to get other people involved, I would want them to be extremely happy in the environment as well. So, one of the things typically a lot of people do, I follow this route, and probably a lot of you can identify. I actually got involved with network marketing in an offline network marketing business to get started. And the business model just intrigued me. Of course, I got caught up in the, wow, you can make some really great money, and you can do this part-time, and what everybody tells you, right? You can work part-time from your home and generate this great, big, huge income. And there was a lot of things I didn't know about the model when I first started. Typically, it can take 3 to 5 years before you're generating a really a good income. That could replace, a corporate income. That's not something that people readily give you that information when you first get started. But certainly that business model attracted me and it was one of the main ones that was available that fit my bill years ago when I decided to that I wanted to have my own business. So I'm looking for things that are flexible, things that I can run around my own time, things that are going to be mutually beneficial for me, my family, and other people that I choose to get involved. Something that can generate, a corporate type income to impact my family's bottom line. And so those were the main things that I was working for. Oh yeah, and easy, right? Easy button. Actually, I didn't expect it to be easy. I expected some work to be involved. And that's just par for the course, right? If you're going to get involved in any kind of business, you expect there to be some work. But you know, from my perspective, I just didn't want to, I didn't want it to be, you know, 80-hour work weeks. I wanted that flexibility. So that's kind of, you know, a woman's perspective on, at least my perspective on things that I was looking for when I wanted to start up a business. So I got involved with offline network marketing. Um, but still do have to learn marketing skills. And I didn't come into it with those skills. And learning those skills, it does take time. It's not as easy as just contacting your friends and family, because you run out of your list, and then you got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to talk to people and find out about them. You have to learn how to take rejection, because you get a lot of it. So there's a lot of things that are very difficult about the industry. It can be very rewarding, and I did have some moderate success with it. But, you know, it can be, you know, very, very difficult. Now, when I decided to get online, I didn't get online with e-commerce right away. At that point in time, those type of business models and those type of companies that offer that type of training, they weren't readily accessible. There really wasn't anything out there that was talking about that. Most of the stuff that was available is probably a lot of the things that you all have seen as you've made your trek and your journey online to discover what's out there. And most of the stuff that you see is stuff that is, you know, autopilot profits and push button marketing, and money flies out of your computer, and all you have to do is, and basically, when you get involved and you figure out, you have to learn how to do some type of affiliate marketing, which means you'd be selling products online. You have to learn how to do that. Or, you know, it would be like an online business, but it was dependent on whether or not you could recruit other people into it. And that was basically how you got paid. So back when I first got online, I decided to get online and leave that offline network marketing business, because my husband had a crazy job and I wasn't able to get out and rub belly to belly with people, and I had to cancel a lot of presentations and things. So that's why I had to look online. But those were the type of things that were available. Again, I was looking for something flexible. I was looking for something that was going to be good for me and my family. I was looking for something that was going to be good for other people that I brought into it if I decided to do so. So those were kind of my criteria, and something that wasn't going to take, you know, 40, 80 hours a week to learn. Well, as it turns out, I didn't get involved with an online network marketing company. And basically, in order to be able to succeed with that company, you had to learn how to do online marketing, and you had to learn how to do recruiting. And I don't want to poo-poo that out, because that it's a great industry. You know, you learn a lot in that industry. You really learn how to work with people, how to understand what people want, what they need, learn how to listen to people. You learn how to create messages that they're looking for, which is a very, very useful skill. You know, marketing is not a bad word. People are looking for things, you know, and your job as a marketer is to put things in front of people that they are looking for, which is a good thing. But what I found in getting involved with that was that it was taking me a lot of time to learn how to do that. There's a lot of different marketing methods out there. I mean, there's Facebook marketing, there's YouTube marketing, there's all sorts of different pay-per-clicks, there's solo ads. You got to learn how to make capture pages. You got to learn how to make sales pages. You got to know how to do email and follow-up. There's a lot of different aspects to it. And I was finding that it was taking a lot of time and a lot of money, and probably some of you can identify with that as well. Some of you maybe have started along that path. Maybe you've been in the path a little bit longer. You know what I'm talking about when I say it takes. You spend a lot of time, and I mean, I've literally spent thousands on training, learning how to do that kind of stuff, which is not, again, it's not a bad thing. It's a wise investment in myself. I appreciate that. But, you know, in my travels along that route, one of the things I found was that I was not meeting one of my criteria in the business, because a lot of people that I was referring to this program that I was in, they were dropping like flies. I mean, they just could not duplicate what I was doing. They just couldn't, they just couldn't do it. It was too long of a learning curve. It was very frustrating. They get the, you know, bright, shiny object syndrome. I'm like, oh, well, this isn't working after I've tried it out for 5 days. I'm going to go to something else. So it's very frustrating. And also I want to say I don't feel good as a person recommending things like that to people when I see them having so much trouble succeeding. And I think a lot of people, but I know a lot of women feel that way. I know a lot of people feel that way. I don't feel good about myself when I'm doing good and I'm generating income, but my people that I've referred aren't doing well. So that was, you know, starting to violate one of my rules when I, you know, spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and I was starting to generate some success, but then people what I was referring were not able to do that in this particular business, you know, that I was in. So anyway, I was sticking to it though. I'm definitely not a jump shipper, and I think a lot of women are really pretty loyal. They'll give things a pretty, you know, pretty long while, and they'll stick with something for a while. I found some of my colleagues who had gotten involved with this company that was teaching people how to run e-commerce businesses, and that would be DS domination. And some people gave me some information on that, and that's why I decided to look at it. I signed up covertly because I was not prepared to leave the other business. I didn't want to jump ship, but I did want to go in and see what all the fuss was about, because a lot of my colleagues were really intrigued by it and were having success with it. And, you know, I along my journey in my other business, I come across a lot of people who don't necessarily want to build a team, right? They don't necessarily want to market. They just want to earn money. They just want to make an income. I have a lot of people on my list that's just what they were looking for. Some people do want to do that stuff, and that's awesome and that's great. But there's a whole segment that I really just didn't have anything for them. So I wanted to check it out from that perspective. And that's how I got involved with it. And then the rest is really kind of history with respect to that. I stayed with it. I found out that it worked for me. I tried it out and I was like, oh my gosh, this works. Wow. And then I started sharing it with people, and they were getting excited, and you know, the rest just is history from there. I don't want to dwell on that too much, because the purpose of this particular hangout is not to sell you anything. It's not to convince you anything. It's to give you some feedback, you know, about, you know, how women approach business, how we think about it, what we're looking for, what matters to us. And again, I'm the only one that's on here right now, so I don't want to speak for all women, but I think in general, for a lot of women, this may resonate with you. So that's how I got involved. And then, of course, INFINii was launched in October of 2015, and that's just taken e-commerce, the whole supply chain, enveloping e-commerce to a whole nother level. And it's just really exciting. And I have found in this business that many more of the people that I refer to this business are able to be successful. And that's extremely fulfilling for me as a person. That's one of my criteria, that I wanted people that I referred to be able to have success with this business. Now, not everybody does, because not everybody will do the work. There is some work involved. I will tell you, and I will promise you this, I will promise you, the learning curve is not even close to what it is to learn how to do online marketing. You can learn this much faster. So, you know, if you're looking to, you know, generate income, in e-commerce is definitely a great way to go. If you've got, you know, people that can show you how to do it, they have good training to follow, you have good mentors and good people that you can get involved with. It's a great business to get involved in, because the learning curve is so much lower to learn how to be successful with it. one of the other topics that I wanted to cover tonight, and again, I'm going to cut it, short tonight, guys. Again, I apologize so much for the late start and getting this started off. I was so nervous about it. I was sweating, I'll tell you what. But again, even though I do know some technical things, there's some things that I don't know how to do. This was one of them. This was a brand new thing for me, and I'm perfectly willing to get uncomfortable and do that stuff. So again, please forgive me for the lateness. But I did want to cover another topic tonight. And this is a little bit unconventional, because typically when you're getting on Hangouts and webinars and things like that, you're getting on and people are like, rah, 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 and they're talking about how great everything is. And they're talking about, the whole idea is to get you super excited and you want to get involved. And I understand that. And that is a great thing. And, even when it gets hypey, I'm not a hypey person, but sometimes I do like hype, because, hype, why I like it so much, it generates hope, right? It creates hope within people. So it isn't all a bad thing. But anyway, the second topic that I kind of wanted to touch on tonight was obstacles. Obstacles that women have in their lives, obstacles with other businesses, obstacles with this business. And that is unconventional because most people will not talk about that. Everything is just easy. It's push button. It's automated, autopilot, this, that, and the other. And the reality is that you have obstacles in anything you endeavor to do, especially if you're brand new at it or you are learning. And my goal here in talking about obstacles, again, I know some of the other ladies were going to talk about some obstacles that they had in their lives. I mean, many of my colleagues, they've had, medical issues. They've had financial issues. They've had, I know women here and guys, if you're on this hangout, one of the things that has been common to a lot of women that are involved in business, and in particular, these types of businesses, is that our spouses are not very supportive in the beginning of it. And sometimes for a little while. And that's a hard thing for women to talk about. We have our pride too. And oftentimes, your spouse is not necessarily excited or thrilled about you getting involved in a business like this. I know mine wasn't at first, and it's hard to keep yourself going, right? You got to keep the wind in your sails, and it feels like another thing to fight against. So certainly that's an obstacle that a lot of us face. And I know some of the other ladies were going to touch on that, because I know that they have experienced that as well. Again, health issues, financial issues. But I wanted to talk in particular about obstacles that I've come across in other businesses that I've been involved in, and obstacles with respect to this business. And my goal here is to kind of give you a comparative analogy here, because there's some great things about this business that I'm involved in right now. This company is awesome. I love it. It's great. It's phenomenal. But there are some things that you still have to learn and you still have to do. So obstacles with respect to the network marketing business, well, you have to learn how to do marketing. It wasn't my forte. I'm actually an engineer by trade. That was my background. So you have to learn marketing. You have to learn how to handle rejection, and you have to learn how to handle it fast, because you get no all day long. You have to learn how to raise your leadership lid and lead other people. A lot of people, it's very uncomfortable for them. These were obstacles for me. It took time to get around them in that particular business. So, and it was taking me, another obstacle that I faced in just belly-to-belly network marketing was I had a real hard time handling the attrition. People start up and they fizzle out. And that's really hard to manage when you're, trying to build a team. And again, it's a numbers game. And when you're in it, you understand that. but it's a lot to take. That was definitely an obstacle for me. And, overcoming that was, it took a lot of time and energy and effort to do that. So that was a very big obstacle for me in that business. Time began to be one of those things. They're really, you can leverage other people's time when they get on board and get in business with you. But, I had no way to leverage my own time. And when my husband's business really started taking off, he had crazy hours. He had to work. I had a small child, and I live in the middle of the country. I mean, I literally I can't even talk now. Live 8 miles to the nearest gas station. So I didn't have a large pool of babysitters close to me, let's just say. So I was having to cancel a lot of things. I had to cancel a lot of presentations. I had to reschedule things. And it was kind of unraveling on me because I couldn't get out there and do it myself very easily anymore. So that was a big obstacle for me, and why I elected to go and get online. Now, getting online, the obstacles in that business, back before e-commerce was even really being talked about or available or anything like that, the big obstacles there, and I talked about those briefly, were the learning curve. The learning curve is a big one. Learning how to do the different types of marketing, creating the capture pages, doing the technical things, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I am an engineer, but I was not an internet geek. I, knew how to use a computer, but I didn't, all I knew how to do was, send emails and that when I first got online, and basic stuff like that. I didn't know how to do any of the technical stuff. So the learning curve was daunting, but I'm hard-headed, I'm perseverant. I was willing to get in and learn how to do that. One of the other obstacles was that, my income was, directly correlated to my marketing ability. So many, many, many months passed before I started to generate some income. And I, put money into it and spent money trying to learn how to do this. So that is another very big obstacle. It was for me in getting involved with an online business is my income was dependent on my ability to be able to market. And in the beginning, I was a complete beginner. If you don't know, how to market, you're not going to be making 5 figures a month, that $10,000 a month that everybody talks about in the first 30 days. It's, there might be an occasional one in a million people can do that. I'm not saying that people can't do it and that they don't do it, but that is not the norm. That is not reality. 99% of people don't make money. I mean, they could be in it for months and months and months and months. And some of you on here, I know you know that because I know you've experienced it. So you might be nodding your head. So that was another big obstacle that I came across. And let me tell you this one. This really just, it was devastating when it happened. I did a lot of SEO and a lot of blogging, and had built a blog and learned how to rank items, and was doing well at generating leads and furthering my business that way. And then I changed some things on my blog, and the latest update came out in Google, and I lost almost all my business overnight. And I really didn't have any backup marketing methods that I was doing at that point in time. I was getting very proficient at doing that, and then that crashed. I mean, and that was devastating for me, because everything was. I'd put months and months and months of work into that, and all of a sudden it was wiped out. It was gone. So it taught me a very important lesson. So marketing wise, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You learn one method, you get good, and you got to start etching out some time to learn another one, in case things like that happen, because things do change. Google updates come out, Facebook ads, the requirements for those change, and what worked today doesn't work tomorrow. Those types of things happen in marketing. So it was a great lesson to learn, but I'm going to tell you, it hurt, and it was a huge obstacle for me. That was very difficult. And I did learn how to do another marketing method, but you know, it was painful, I promise you. So let's talk a little bit about the e-commerce business. Let's talk about INFINii and the obstacles that I've encountered with respect to my e-commerce business, okay? Because I want to spend a little time chatting about that too. It's not something everybody talks about. And, you know, our goal here in the top team is to give you good information that you can use to make a good, wise decision to determine whether or not this is for you, or, you know, what you want to do with it or not. So some of the obstacles that you have when you first get involved, we teach you, of course, the main model when you get involved is we teach people, we want them to learn how to build their own e-commerce businesses. So we teach people how to drop ship or do retail arbitrage on eBay. And one of the big obstacles for me, and I like to move quickly and do things quickly and put up as much as I can, but you get limits. If you have never sold on eBay, you have limits. You have only a certain number of product and a certain dollar amount of product that you can list in the beginning. So that was an obstacle. I wanted to go faster. Well, you can only go as fast as they let you go with that method. So that's an obstacle, but hey, I'm learning the basics. I'm learning the foundation. It really wasn't hard to learn the basics of doing that. I can get this, I can do this, I can start generating some sales, get used to it. You know, it's eBay's job to vet me as someone who is reputable and that people can trust. That's in their best interest. It's in your best interest as well. So that's why they do that. But I like to give people realistic expectations. It was an obstacle for me because I wanted to go faster. For you, it may not be an obstacle. You're great. I want to move at a you know, at a slower pace. So I make sure I understand the fundamentals. That's completely cool with me. You know, that's awesome. But I like to let people know. Now, of course, you know, I did move to Amazon, which I absolutely love. I love Amazon and selling on Amazon. And even, you know, I've made plenty of mistakes there, but I do really enjoy it. I loved learning how to send products in, how to identify what's selling well on Amazon, send it in, and whoa, I'm starting to make sales. I mean, it's so exciting. And really, it's not that hard. And in the Prime membership, when they teach you how to shop and scan, and you can find things that are, you know, selling on Amazon for 40 bucks, and you can source it or find it for like 25, and, you know, make some change, and you can buy 10 or 20 of them, and you're like, woo, you know, I mean, it's a really fun feeling to see those sales start coming in from doing that. I'm going to tell you, though, I got involved with branding my own products, which is awesome. It's great. But I'm going to tell you, I had a little obstacle there, too. I branded a really great product. And I didn't personally have an obstacle with spending the resources and the money to get the product, because you have to do a little capital outlay there. But I had my other e-commerce things going, so that was cool. I had the money to do it. Well, I got this product and I got it into Amazon, and it does require batteries. Now, I'm very customer centric. I want to do really great customer service, and I'm going to send batteries with this, so my customers are really happy. It comes with the batteries, and furthermore, I'm going to install them. And what did I do? I installed them all, but I didn't put those little plastic tabs in there. I didn't have them put the plastic tabs in there. So my sales started going great. The first month, everybody's happy. I'm getting great reviews, great product reviews, all this other stuff. And then there was a problem with the batteries. I know you probably just guessed it. People started getting their products and the batteries were dead, and they were not pleased about that. And I was like, oh no, I've invested all this. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Well, you know, that was a big obstacle. You know, it's very embarrassing, you know, I share that, but I'm just trying to be real here and let you know it was an obstacle that I had. And the reason why I share these types of things is to let you know that, look, I've made plenty of mistakes. People in our team have made plenty of mistakes. We're very knowledgeable, but I will tell you this, even though I made that mistake, I still kept making sales, and it really wasn't a hard thing to figure out what to do about it. I got some more product. I sent it. I kept a little back. I took the product that was currently in Amazon. I had it shipped back to myself, so that I could fix the problem, so I could, redo the battery situation. I sent new products in, got it going. And again, people loved the product. They were fantastic, and that was fantastic. So that was good. Lesson learned. I got the product back, fixed the issue, sent them back into Amazon. Everything is fine. It was a little scary at first just because it was something different, but I'll tell you, I recovered from it. It was a lot easier to recover from than a Penguin update from Google. I promise you that. so that was an obstacle with that. I'm relating these things because the obstacles that I have encountered with this business model are nothing in severity to what the obstacles that I had were for affiliate marketing and online network marketing. I just wanted to share that because, I'm trying to give you, a comparison here, if you will, so that you can, understand some of the obstacles, that people go through when they're out there. And some of these, I hope some of you can identify with them, and just really get a feel for the scope of the obstacles, because there are obstacles in any business. Anything you decide to do in life, anything is going to have obstacles. There's going to be risk and there's going to be reward, right? And, me, myself, as a woman, I'm definitely, and I think most people, guys, you can chime in if you agree, but most people are looking for, the lowest risk and the highest reward. So my translation of that is I want smaller obstacles. I want obstacles to be manageable. I know there's going to be obstacles, but I want them to be manageable. And with this business, that's one of the things I love about it so much. And it's one of the things why people stick around and they stay, because the obstacles are small in comparison to other business models that you're going to come across. The learning curve is so much quicker. It's just so much faster and so much easier to understand than learning how to get involved with affiliate marketing and online marketing and online network marketing and all that other stuff. Even offline network marketing, for that matter, there's a lot more skill that you have to learn. There's an art to it. You have to learn that. Really, with the e-commerce, you can, especially with the drop shipping, you can really literally not be too creative and still be successful. So I just am trying to relay that to you, and just share that with you. So I hope that you found this information informative. I know it was a little bit unstructured. It was a little bit unorganized. And again, I'm so sorry for the time that it took to get the webinar started, and it will not happen again next week. I know exactly where the problems were now, so we will not be repeating that again. I got very uncomfortable and I learned from that, so we'll make sure that we don't have those issues next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I did want to say to the people to the guests that are on the line right now, that if you are interested in the things that you're hearing, and this is something that you want to learn more about, if you're ready to get started, for that matter, you're watching this probably on a beautiful page that Jeff White, who is the leader of the TopTeam, created for us to be able to share with everyone. There is a yellow button on there for you to be able to get involved, and the person who sent this link to you is available and ready to help you. I will tell you that the TopTeam, I've done some videos and testimonials for the TopTeam, and I absolutely love it here. We are a family. We help each other. We are here to support each other. Next week, you're going to hear from a lot more ladies. You're going to be hear from a lot more people. I'll just be the MC at that point. You've heard enough from me, and I really want you to get a sense for all of the other women on our team, what their stories are, things that they go through. We'll be covering a lot of other topics, but you're going to see some really great information. You're going to see how we roll here. We're here to take care of each other. We're here to help each other be successful. Nobody gets left alone. The team is this is absolutely the best team I've ever been a part of. Jeff is a great leader. There are some great leaders within the group, and I just really can't say enough great things about it. I love being able to plug my team into this group as well. And I know the rest of us who bring people into INFINii and DSD really love the top team. I mean, we're very loyal for a reason, because, and this is another thing that meets my criteria. These people are here to work for me too. They want me to succeed. I want them to succeed. I want the people that I bring in to succeed. But more than that, the people that are involved in this team, they want me to succeed. That's part of my criteria, is that, I want people to work for me too. I'm willing to put skin in the game. I'm willing to give kudos to people back. I'm willing to do testimonials for them and definitely promote them and just validate them. But it makes me real happy just to know that they're willing to do that for me too, and they're willing to do that for you too. So that's what we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for sticking around, for those of you who are still here. Mark your calendars for next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I promise you, we will start on time. You'll hear from a lot more ladies. And I really hope that y'all got some useful information out of this hangout tonight. Please, if you would, we want your feedback as well. We would like to hear from you about topics that you would like us to cover, things that you would like to hear about, conventional or unconventional. If it's appropriate, we'll go there. So please go ahead, type in the comments what you liked about it, things that we can improve upon. Always looking for constructive criticism and things that you would like to learn more about. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And I'll look forward to introducing you to some more of our excellent women of Top Team next Wednesday evening. Good night.